Is everything you read in your newspapers true? Is everything you read in your most trusted daily newspaper absolutely the truth? Yeah? Is everything you watch on television every night in your most trusted TV channel the whole truth and nothing but the truth? To most Kenyans, the answer to that question is an emphatic yes. Yes, yes. In fact, in surveys carried out at various times within the country, it has been proven that Kenyans really trust their media. Yeah, they trust their media obviously more than politicians. They trust their media more than their government. They trust the media a lot, which is okay. There's no problem with that. However, there are some certain things which happen within the media and which have been happening over the last few years, which have changed a lot of things concerning the media. Yeah, and that statement needs to be re-examined again by Kenyans, and Kenyans need to be very careful what they read in their media. Now, let me make it very clear from the onset that I'm not saying that our media normally misinform people deliberately. In fact, we have one of the best media in Africa. Yeah, and indeed, in fact, even in the region and indeed in Africa. Yeah, very well trained people. They've had a tradition of doing things right, of having systems in place to ensure that whatever they report is the correct news. However, there's the rise of what we call public relations. And public relations has risen in our country at a time when many of our journalists have become lazy. That's really the truth. Okay? So what am I saying? I'm saying press release journalism has taken over our daily press. And this is one of the reasons why alternate media has risen. Yeah? For instance, this channel is extremely popular with people. Why is it popular? Because people are looking for something they're not able to get from the mainstream media. Yeah, and I can give you so many other examples of gutter press even that has risen on the streets of Nairobi and some of our major towns. Yeah, people are looking to this alternative media for news which they cannot find in their mainstream media. Okay, the whole blame cannot fall completely on our media, because there have also been a lot of concerted efforts to gag our media. Various laws have been passed. In fact, a record number of laws were presented during the Kibaki administration, which were all geared towards reducing, limiting the freedom of the press. Yeah. But back to this press release journalism, let me just explain it so that we all understand, because obviously we're not all media experts. Now, what normally happens is that the media can be invited to an event, or even that will be a bit complex. Let me make it simpler. We have various organizations which have news to report. For example, the office of a governor, they will write out a press release. We have introduced a new water project, or blah blah blah, whatever. It will be sent to the media. Okay, the people at the media will receive the press release. Yeah, they'll confirm that it's from the usual place. Normally, it will be on the letterhead of the county if it's from the county, and the media will print that as news. Normally what will happen is that it will be given to a reporter who will look at the press release, try and add a few facts here and there, and print it as news. Okay, that's okay, there's no problem with that. Works out very well with business news, works out very well with health, works out very well with new developments, technology, and so on. But let's look at politics. The politician wants to get ahead, and therefore he has a PR department. Now, this PR department, they don't earn salaries for sitting down doing nothing. They earn salaries for sitting down, imagining, conjuring, coming up with ways and means to paint the governor in a good picture, to paint the politician they're representing in a good picture in the eyes of the voting public. This has become even more important with the rampant corruption, widespread corruption that has swept through our country. And it has become even more important for a PR department to be very functional, very alert, and on their feet. So in other words, to put it simply, while the politician steals, his press and public relations department is busy ensuring that the eyes of the public are shut, or the eyes of the public are diverted from that corruption into the good deeds, so-called good deeds of this politician. That's really what really happens. Yeah, very sad, but that's the reality of the situation. Now, why have I called our journalists lazy? Because ordinarily what should happen is that when a journalist receives a press release from a politician, they should do a background check. For example, the politician, or they should check on the story, do some fact checking to confirm that the press release from the office of the politician is factual and correct. Yeah. For instance, if the politician says they have launched a water project, and the water project will serve 10,000 people in the constituency or in the county, yeah. As a reporter, the first thing I'll do is find out whether that number is true, whether that number is correct, because we all know politicians tend to exaggerate. Yeah, that's just a simple example I've given. There are a lot of other variables that come in, but really that's the long and short of it. So as a result of this press release journalism, what we get is that you open the newspaper and sometimes you get confused, because as a politician you have seen who has been involved with a scandal, you would expect that the next story you would read is the development of that case of his, or the latest development in the disappearance of funds. But instead, what do you get? You get, oh, this politician has launched this and that, or this politician was involved in this function where he launched this and that, or the voters in this particular county are saying they're going to return this for their governor, yeah, for another term, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, in the next part of this recording, I will give you a perfect example of how misreporting gave us completely the wrong information about something that happened very recently in Kenya. Now, I've been talking a lot about governors, but actually this happens up to the office of the president. And in fact, one of the things that President Uhuru will have a record for, well, even as he goes into his second term, if he wins, or even if he loses, one thing people remember this first term of President Uhuru Kenyatta for is his public relations machinery. It is one of the best, and it is one of the most active, one of the most creative we have seen in the country, in the history of the country. Yeah? And it has been very deliberate, very, very aggressive, both online, in the media, press media, on TV, everywhere. Yeah? Yeah, just make sure you catch that second part of this particular recording. You're going to be shocked. Yeah, as usual, you know what to do. Just click on that link you see on the top left hand corner of your screen, and you'll be there to see part 2. This is Chris Kumekucha. See you there in part 2.